Hey there everybody, and welcome back to Northwest Craftsman. If you're new to the channel, welcome, and if you're already a subscriber, thank you very much. One of the things that I did recently was refinish or bring back to life an old 1950s Craftsman King Sealy bandsaw, and one of the pieces that I was not able to get to during that episode is refinishing the cast iron worktop. So it's pretty rusty and in pretty bad shape, and so I wanted to go through today and kind of work through how am I going to bring this back, how am I going to get all the rust off, and kind of show you guys that process. All right, let's get started. As you can see, this cast iron top is pretty well rusted. It doesn't look like it's pitted in too many locations, so there shouldn't be too much permanent damage. In order to go through this, I'm going to start with some Barkeeper's Friend to try and chemically remove some of the rust on here. And then it's also a little bit abrasive, and so I should be able to get some more off with that. But then afterwards, I'm going to jump over to some Scotch Right to try and just mechanically remove some of this rust. And we'll see how well it goes. If I need to change strategies partway through, we will go ahead and do that so that we get something that makes this guy nice and pristine again. There we go, guys. Second round of Barkeeper's Friend and Scotch Right pad, and I got most of those stubborn rust stains off, especially here in the corners. There was kind of one in each one of the major corners, probably just because I couldn't scrub it well the first time. And the only thing left are these little tiny kind of deep in black pitted spots, and I'm debating whether or not I want to try and go after those because I think this is a good enough finish that we're going to be able to work with what we have, and especially when we paste wax finish the top of this, it should be protected from any future corrosion. However, as I'm thinking about this, I think I'm going to try and get a little bit more aggressive with these, not from a mechanical perspective, but I'm going to try some of this Krud Kutter Must for rust to get in and try and get some of those little tiny spots out of there. So we'll see if that can't get in there and kind of chemically dissolve some of that. I'm going to go ahead and rinse out my bucket, and then you're supposed to apply this straight onto it, and I didn't get a whole lot of it because this was $5 at the local grocery store. But I'm going to go ahead and throw some paper towels over the top of this and then let it soak and give it some time and see if we have any improvement from those black spots. All right, let's give it a shot. Moment of truth, everybody. See how well this worked. Wow, not bad. You can definitely see the spots where the paper towels were not all the way down on it. So there were small little bubbles that formed underneath that. I would probably... Wow, that turned out pretty good. I would probably recommend getting one of the 5-gallon jugs from Home Depot or something and soaking the bottom side of this, but I'm going to go ahead and scrub this a little bit more, see if I can't get some of those off, and then we'll clean it up, dry it off, and get it ready. Now that I got this guy mostly cleaned off, to prep the surface for the paste wax that I'm going to put on there, I'm going to go ahead and use some brake cleaner to make sure that I get all of the water and all of the debris off of this, to make sure that there's no residue left on it after the fact. The Must for Rust says that it does protect the cast iron for a while, but since I know that I'm going to be using paste wax to do that, I want to make sure that every ounce of everything is off this thing before I paste wax it. It took a little bit longer than I expected to get this guy cleaned off with the brake cleaner, and the brake cleaner did a great job of stripping everything off, but there was absolutely a film left over from the Must for Rust. I think that's what they probably use as their corrosion inhibitor or protectant, but I got it all off and we're gonna get the paste wax put on. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and get it mounted back up and back into the bandsaw. Well guys, thank you for joining me today. I hope that you learned something. Some of the things that I learned today were that Barkeeper's Friend and Scotch Right pad work great for removing a lot of rust, but it is going to take some elbow grease. You may look at upgrading to a wire wheel brush or a wire brush wheel for your drill so that you can take it off a little bit more aggressively. Also, the Must for Rust by, what is it? Krud Kutter works really, really great. It took a lot of those little tiny black pits out of it that were a little bit deeper, and it may actually be something that I start with. However, I would go with the larger size, not the smaller size if you're trying to finish a surface like this, because it really needs to stay wet for a period of time, and it forms bubbles as it starts to dissolve that rust, and so no matter how much you try to get bubbles out of that paper towel layer that I put on there, you're still gonna get bubbles, which leaves marks, which means you still need to do some Scotch Brighting when you're done to finish everything off. That's pretty much it. The rest of it was pretty standard. So de-rust, clean it off, paste wax, remount, you're good to go. So I think that you can probably end up using this for any of your cast iron tops that you're trying to clean, and I'm really satisfied with the result. I'll go ahead and let you guys know how it works over the next couple of, years really, but we'll kind of keep you guys posted, and you'll see it in all the videos, and we'll see how it works. All right, thank you guys very much. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comment section down below. If you like the kind of content we're producing here at Northwest Craftsman, we'd love it if you could consider giving us a thumbs up on the video and a subscribe to the channel. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate your presence and all your views and all that, like everything. We just appreciate you guys being here. All righty, well, we'll see you next time. Bye.